Get ready for spine-tingling dread as we dive into 10 creepy true horror stories. In the dark corners of our world, truth is often more terrifying than fiction. Subscribe now and join us on a journey through the unknown. Story 1: The Whispering Cabinet. In the heart of a quaint town, the Winston estate stood as a testament to bygone grandeur. Its dark mahogany furniture and dusty relics held secrets, and with the passing of each generation, the ghostly inheritance became more palpable. Emily Winston, the sole heir, had long been warned about the eerie cabinet tucked away in the attic. Its grotesque carvings depicted scenes of death and despair. One stormy night, drawn by an otherworldly whisper, Emily ascended the creaking stairs to the attic. As the cabinet loomed in the dim light, the whispers intensified. Unlocking its ancient latch, Emily hesitated. A cold gust swept through the room as the cabinet doors swung open. A ghostly figure emerged, skeletal hands reaching towards her. A blood-curdling scream echoed through the mansion, but when the family arrived, they found only an empty room, the cabinet ominously shut. Years later, as Emily's descendants gathered for a family reunion, the whispers returned. The cabinet stood silent, but the air thickened. A photograph on the wall caught their attention, a spectral Emily, forever trapped in the cabinet, her fate sealed in a ghostly inheritance. Years passed, and the legend of the Whispering Cabinet became a dark shadow over the Winston estate. It was said that on stormy nights, the chilling whispers of long-dead ancestors could be heard echoing through the halls. The Winston family tried to forget the tale, but the attic remained locked, the key hidden away. One fateful night, on the eve of Emily's great-granddaughter's wedding, a tempest raged outside. The air crackled with an unnatural energy as the family reluctantly gathered in the grand parlor. As the storm raged on, the whispers returned, growing louder and more insistent. The family exchanged uneasy glances, and the matriarch, Eleanor, finally spoke. "It's time to confront the legacy that haunts us," she declared, leading the way to the forbidden attic. The door creaked open, revealing the dusty relics and the ominous cabinet. The whispers crescendoed into an anguished symphony as Eleanor approached the cabinet. The family gasped in horror as the doors swung open of their own accord, revealing a spectral figure, the long-lost Emily. Eleanor, paralyzed by shock, listened as Emily's ghostly voice filled the room. "I tried to warn you, to save you from this ghostly inheritance," she lamented. The cabinet's carvings came to life, depicting the tragic stories of each family member who had encountered the cabinet. In a shocking twist, the family realized that the cabinet was a vessel of memories, trapping the souls of those who succumbed to its whispers. As the ghostly figures vanished, the cabinet closed with an ominous thud. The storm outside subsided, leaving the Winston estate in an unsettling calm. The family decided to seal the attic, burying the dark legacy of the Whispering Cabinet. Little did they know, the spirits still lingered, whispering to each other in the shadows, waiting for the day another heir would unlock the secrets within, the true horror of their ghostly inheritance. Decades passed, and the Winston estate underwent various renovations. The family tried to bury the memories of that fateful night, but the attic and its secrets continued to cast a long, foreboding shadow. The tale of the Whispering Cabinet became a whispered cautionary legend among the townsfolk. As the last of the original Winston descendants aged, a distant relative named Victoria found herself inheriting the estate. Unaware of the family's haunted history, she saw the imposing mansion as an opportunity for a fresh start. However, the echoes of the past had other plans. One stormy evening, Victoria, intrigued by the family's enigmatic past, stumbled upon old journals and faded photographs hidden in the attic. The whispers began anew, a haunting symphony that beckoned her to the cabinet. Compelled by an unseen force, she approached the dusty relic with trepidation. With trembling hands, Victoria opened the cabinet doors. The room plunged into darkness, and the whispers intensified. Suddenly, the apparitions of Emily and her ancestors materialized, their faces etched with sorrow. Victoria, frozen in terror, witnessed the tragic tales of love, betrayal, and despair that had led each soul to this ghostly purgatory. In a chilling revelation, Emily's ghost turned towards Victoria. "Break the cycle, end the legacy," she pleaded. The family's dark secrets unraveled, a curse born from an ancient pact condemned each heir to the cabinet's spectral prison. Victoria, fueled by newfound determination, sought a way to liberate the tormented souls. Guided by the ghostly apparitions, she unearthed an ancient incantation hidden within the mansion's archives. As she recited the words, an ethereal light enveloped the cabinet, and the whispers transformed into melodic sighs of release. The ghostly figures faded away, leaving behind a lingering silence. The storm outside subsided, and Victoria closed the cabinet, sealing away the dark legacy. The Winston estate, once plagued by the ghostly inheritance, found a newfound peace. Little did Victoria know, as she descended from the attic, a single, muffled whisper lingered, a faint echo, a reminder that some legacies, no matter how diligently buried, have a way of resurfacing in the darkest corners of the human soul. Story 2: The Cursed Portrait. In the sprawling halls of the Holloway mansion, a haunting portrait adorned the wall, a portrait of Eleanor Holloway, a woman said to have made a pact with the supernatural. The family spoke of a curse, but the details were shrouded in mystery. On a moonlit night, Amelia Holloway, the youngest heiress, decided to unravel the truth. Guided by flickering candlelight, she reached the forbidden gallery. The portrait's eyes seemed to follow her every move. An eerie silence enveloped the room, broken only by the rhythmic ticking of an antique clock. As Amelia touched the cursed painting, a chilling wind swept through. The eyes in the portrait glowed, and a spectral figure emerged. Eleanor's ghost spoke of the curse, each generation bound to suffer unless a sacrifice was made. Terrified, Amelia tried to escape, but the doors slammed shut, trapping her inside. The ghostly figure advanced, revealing the shocking truth: Amelia herself was the key to breaking the curse. In a horrifying twist, her ancestors had traded her soul for their salvation. The portrait absorbed her essence, leaving behind an empty shell. The cursed Holloway mansion fell silent once more. The legend of the Holloway mansion spread like an invisible shroud, casting a chilling pallor over the once stately residence. After the tragic disappearance of Amelia, the family became reclusive, and the mansion fell into disrepair. Locals spoke of the cursed portrait and the eerie whispers that drifted through the abandoned halls. Years later, a distant relative named Jonathan Holloway arrived at the mansion, unaware of the family's dark history. Drawn by a sense of duty to restore the once grand estate, he delved into the secrets concealed within its decaying walls. Ignoring the warnings of the townsfolk, he ventured into the forbidden gallery. As Jonathan gazed upon the cursed portrait, a cold wind whispered through the dilapidated halls. The eyes in the painting seemed to flicker, and the air thickened with an ominous presence. Unbeknownst to him, the spirits of the past were awakening. The ghostly figure of Eleanor materialized before him, her eyes filled with centuries of sorrow. "You carry the burden of the Holloway curse," she whispered. Jonathan recoiled in horror as the spectral figure explained the family's pact with the supernatural, a pact that required a descendant to willingly offer their soul to break the curse. Desperation etched on his face, Jonathan begged for an alternative. Eleanor, her form fading in and out of existence, revealed a long-forgotten family secret, a hidden chamber beneath the mansion containing an ancient grimoire. The grimoire contained an incantation that could transfer the curse to an object, freeing the family from its malevolent grip. With the portrait's ghostly eyes watching, Jonathan descended into the mansion's depths, discovering the hidden chamber. The grimoire, bound in tattered leather, held the key to the family's salvation. As he recited the incantation, the mansion trembled, and the air crackled with energy. Yet, in a heart-stopping twist, the portrait's eyes widened with malevolent glee. The curse had not been transferred, it had been amplified. The mansion groaned, and Jonathan realized the true nature of the pact: the curse fed on the desperation of those who sought to escape it. In a nightmarish climax, the mansion's walls seemed to close in on Jonathan. The cursed portrait unleashed a blood-curdling scream, merging with his agonized cries. The ancient estate, now a twisted labyrinth of despair, claimed another victim. As dawn broke, the townsfolk witnessed the mansion crumble into ruins. The cursed portrait, now a mere fragment of the past, lay among the debris. The whispers ceased, but the townsfolk knew that the malevolent energy lingered, waiting for the next unsuspecting heir to unearth the horrors within, the never-ending nightmare of the Holloway curse. Years passed, and the ruins of the Holloway mansion stood as a grim reminder of the family's tragic fate. The townsfolk spoke in hushed tones about the curse that had consumed generation after generation. However, as time marched on, the legend began to fade, and the mansion became a mere footnote in local folklore. One day, a budding historian named Eleanor Quinn arrived in town, drawn by the allure of forgotten tales. Intrigued by the enigmatic Holloway mansion, she embarked on a quest to uncover the truth behind the cursed portrait. As she delved into the town archives, she unearthed the harrowing stories of the family and the doomed attempts to break the curse. Eleanor's research led her to the decaying ruins, where the winds whispered remnants of the past. Undeterred, she ventured into the hidden chamber beneath the mansion, discovering the remnants of the ancient grimoire. The pages, brittle with age, hinted at a forgotten ritual that could sever the cursed ties once and for all. Driven by a sense of duty, Eleanor gathered the fragmented knowledge and recited the incantation. The mansion trembled once more, but this time, the atmosphere shifted. The curse seemed to dissipate, leaving behind an eerie calm. The townsfolk cautiously watched as the ruins stabilized and the malevolent energy waned. Eleanor believed she had succeeded in breaking the curse, but as the last echoes of the incantation faded, a ghostly figure materialized, the ethereal form of Jonathan, the heir who had become one with the curse. His eyes, once filled with torment, now held a glimmer of gratitude. "You have set me free," he whispered, his voice a mix of relief and sorrow. Eleanor, stunned by the unexpected presence, realized the true nature of the curse. It wasn't merely a malevolent force seeking souls, it was the collective agony of past heirs trapped in a cycle of despair. In a selfless act, Jonathan guided Eleanor to the remnants of the cursed portrait. As the first rays of sunlight broke through the clouds, Eleanor touched the fragments, absorbing the residual energy. The curse, now contained within her, dissipated. The townsfolk, witnessing the miraculous turn of events, couldn't fathom the sacrifice Eleanor had made to end the curse. The ruins of the Holloway mansion became a symbol of redemption, and Eleanor, forever tied to the family's history, vanished into obscurity. Yet, in the quiet moments of the night, the wind carried a faint whisper, an echo of gratitude and the lingering legacy of the Holloway curse, forever intertwined with the town's haunted history. Story 3: The Malevolent Music Box. Nestled in the countryside, the Sinclair Manor held a chilling secret, a music box with the power to summon spirits. Passed down through generations, the box played a haunting melody that echoed through the halls. Olivia Sinclair, the reluctant heiress, discovered the music box in the dusty attic. Intrigued, she wound it up, and the eerie tune filled the air. Unbeknownst to her, the spirits awakened. Shadows danced across the walls, and a ghostly figure materialized. As Olivia tried to flee, the music box's melody intensified, trapping her in a spectral dance. The ghostly figure revealed a sinister truth: the box required a sacrifice to appease the spirits. Desperate, Olivia pleaded for mercy, but the malevolent melody drowned her cries. In a macabre twist, the music box absorbed Olivia's essence. The attic fell silent, the spectral figure fading away. The next morning, the Sinclair Manor was empty, except for the chilling echo of the cursed music box, awaiting its next unwitting heir to claim its ghostly inheritance. The Sinclair Manor, nestled in the embrace of the countryside, remained an ominous presence. The tale of the malevolent music box had become a spectral refrain, haunting the family for generations. After Olivia's disappearance, the manor fell into a silent despair, the once lush gardens now overgrown with thorns and shadows. Years later, a distant relative named Gabriel Sinclair inherited the estate. Unaware of the haunting legacy that awaited him, he arrived with dreams of restoring the manor to its former glory. Drawn by a mysterious melody that lingered in the air, he discovered the long-forgotten music box hidden in the attic. As Gabriel wound up the delicate mechanism, the haunting tune echoed through the manor's desolate halls. Shadows danced to the spectral melody, and the air thickened with an otherworldly presence. The ghostly figure of Olivia materialized, her eyes filled with a mixture of longing and warning. "You tread a perilous path," Olivia whispered, her voice carried by the haunting notes of the music box. Gabriel, mesmerized, questioned the apparition about the curse that bound the Sinclair family. Olivia revealed the tragic tale. The music box, a cursed artifact, demanded a soul in exchange for its beguiling melodies. Determined to break the curse, Gabriel sought the advice of the town's wise elder, an expert in ancient lore. The elder spoke of a hidden ritual that could transfer the curse to a willing vessel, freeing the Sinclair family from its spectral chains. Guided by the elder's wisdom, Gabriel prepared the ritual in the dimly lit chamber beneath the manor. As he chanted the incantation, the air crackled with an otherworldly energy. The music box's melody grew more intense, a malevolent harmony that seemed to mock the attempt to break its curse. In a bone-chilling twist, the ghostly figure of Olivia reappeared, her eyes now filled with a desperate realization. The ritual had not transferred the curse, it had multiplied it. Gabriel, caught in a nightmarish revelation, felt the grip of the curse tightening around him. The manor quivered, and the music box unleashed a cacophony of dissonant notes. Shadows twisted and contorted, merging with Gabriel's anguished cries. The once hopeful air became a vessel for the cursed energy, his form fading into the shadows that now lurked within the manor. As dawn broke, the Sinclair manor stood in eerie silence, the malevolent music box resting on a dusty shelf. The cursed melody persisted, haunting the manor as a warning to those who dared to seek its secrets. The town's wise elder, hearing the faint echoes of the cursed notes, knew that the malevolent legacy would persist, awaiting the next unwitting heir to play the haunting tune and succumb to the insatiable hunger of the malevolent music box. Years passed, and the Sinclair manor became a forsaken relic, shrouded in whispers and chilling tales. The town, haunted by the malevolent legacy, kept a cautious distance from the accursed estate. However, fate had other plans, as a curious antiquarian named Isabella stumbled upon the enigmatic history of the Sinclair family. Intrigued by the tantalizing rumors of the malevolent music box, Isabella arrived at the dilapidated manor, armed with a determination to unravel its secrets. She wandered through the echoing halls, her footsteps mingling with the spectral echoes of the past. In the attic, she discovered the long-forgotten music box, now coated in a thin layer of dust. As Isabella tentatively wound up the mechanism, the haunting melody echoed once more, sending shivers down her spine. Shadows danced across the walls, and the air seemed to pulse with an unseen force. Unbeknownst to Isabella, the ghostly figure of Gabriel, now trapped within the shadows, watched with hollow eyes. The ethereal voice of Olivia whispered a solemn warning, recounting the tragic history of the cursed music box. Isabella, undeterred, delved into the town's archives, seeking the wisdom of the wise elder who had once tried to break the curse. With newfound knowledge, she discovered an ancient journal that revealed a forgotten ritual, a ritual believed to sever the cursed ties to the malevolent music box. Isabella, determined to free the Sinclair family from their spectral prison, prepared the ritual in the hidden chamber beneath the manor. The air crackled with anticipation as she chanted the incantation, the malevolent music box's melody growing discordant. Shadows writhed around her, threatening to engulf her in the same darkness that had claimed the previous heirs. In a moment of bone-chilling revelation, the ghostly figure of Gabriel emerged, eyes pleading for release. Isabella understood the magnitude of the curse. The music box wasn't just a malevolent artifact, it was a vessel for the tortured souls of the Sinclair family. The curse fed on their despair, growing stronger with each failed attempt to break free. With a heavy heart, Isabella altered the ritual, diverting the curse into a crystal amulet. As the last echoes of the incantation subsided, the malevolent music box fell silent. The shadows receded, and the ghostly figure of Gabriel vanished, leaving Isabella alone in the now hushed chamber. The town, sensing the shift in the energy, cautiously approached the Sinclair manor. Isabella emerged, holding the crystal amulet that now bore the weight of the curse. The once accursed estate stood silent, as if the malevolent music box had finally surrendered its hold. As Isabella walked away from the manor, the townsfolk watched with a mix of awe and trepidation. The cursed melody had been silenced, and the malevolent music box now rested in the hands of the one who had dared to challenge its malevolence. Yet, in the stillness of the night, a faint whisper lingered, a haunting reminder that some curses, even when seemingly vanquished, leave an indelible mark on the fabric of the supernatural tapestry.